Okay, very warm welcome to habit 21 of the 22 life-changing habits live series. So only 2 more to go, tonight and tomorrow night. Okay, so very first thing, as always, is the advanced habits recap. So the first one we did was habit 12, taking 100% responsibility for everything in your life. Very good place for mental clarity, very good place for change and growth. Then we moved on to habit 13, which is emotional freedom, which is removing all the emotional baggage, the crap, the grub, the demons that weighs us down, that pulls our vibration down. Okay, that's a huge one. Habit 14 is emotional release tools. These are tools to help us with 13 to offload this stuff and also help us in day-to-day life. Any stress and strains building up, we can nip them in the bud. Okay, habit 15, authenticity and values, which is reevaluating your life and making adjustments so you're living to your highest values, things that mean the most to you, the most important to you, so your light shines through and you're living a life of purpose and power. Okay, habit 16 was self-esteem and self-confidence. Okay, building those inner states so you feel good about yourself, have more confidence, and you're more likely to engage with the world. Habit 17, feel good now. We're starting to rewire your DNA to enhance your vibration so you're in a feel good state. Habit 18, positive expectation. We're starting to rewire your thought processes so you think more positive, so you vibrate higher, feel better, and you say to the universe, more of this please. Habit 19, programming for success. This is where you take all the important events coming up in your life on a day-to-day basis or big events, and you mentally and emotionally rehearse ahead of time the outcome you want. So you feel it, you feel good, you vibrate high, and you put it out to the universe. Okay, habit 20, gratitude and appreciation. That's having a daily ritual of showing gratitude and appreciation for all the good things in your life, and doing it as often as you possibly can all day long, because it puts you in a good state and it's high vibrational. Right up this chart where you're saying to the universe, more of this please. Okay, so the penultimate habit 21, socially connected. Okay, so let's go to the buckets. But you can guess which one this is on the bottom line. Social health. This is your primary bucket, which stands to reason. Your secondary buckets, by nurturing this one, it's going to be your emotional and mental health, which are in every single advanced habit, because they all have a profound effect on your emotional and mental well-being, and your spiritual health. Okay, you notice these are coming out quite a lot in the advanced habits. Now on this one, this is on the bottom line of the bucket chart. This is the connecting zone. Okay, so socially connecting is a clue in the habit name. Okay, right. So now when it comes to socially connecting, as human beings, we're multidimensional, we're controlled by emotions, but we are social creatures with a deep innate need to connect with other human beings. Okay, it's nourishing for the heart and soul. When we don't do it, our energy gets pulled down. Okay, there are exceptions where people who will maybe go off into the woods and don't need to see anybody, but that's very, very rare. Okay, now, our need to connect with others is more fundamental. I mean, research shows that it's more fundamental to us in the brain than food and shelter. It's that powerful. Okay, now we take it for granted until we're in a position where we can't connect with others. We crave for them. It's that powerful, and our brains respond to social pain. I'll give you an example in a moment. And on the same level as physical pain and pleasure. I should say we respond to social pain and pleasure in others the same as physical pain and pleasure. Let me give you an example. Now, let's say dominating the news is the plight of somebody who's suffering from a terrible disease or needs surgery to just prolong their life. Okay, life-saving surgery is the phrase I'm looking for. Now, this could be somebody, obviously, we haven't met. It could be thousands of miles away. But because it's everywhere, social media, in the newspapers, on the television, we feel a part of their journey. Okay, and we're longing for them to get the treatment they need because we're invested in their plight. Now, the reality is there could be thousands of people in exactly the same position worldwide that we don't give a second thought because we don't know about them. Okay, now that's not meant as a negative. That is the power of social bonding, where we feel, as human beings, we feel for another if they're suffering, and we want to see that happy ending. We want to see them get the treatment that they need, because we have that social empathy, which is very, very powerful. Such is our innate need to want to connect. Okay, now a good way to a couple of good everyday examples with how powerful this is university students. The year after they leave university, I mean, this is done through studies, they almost feel like losing a friend because of the social element of university and the bonds they make, and then they're all cut off very suddenly. Of course, they can keep in touch with people and still see people occasionally, but it was strong bonds that they've formed, and then suddenly they all end very quickly. Same with people from the armed forces who have been in the armed forces for years, and they leave. A few months afterwards, they go through a similar psychological process where it feels just like losing someone. And when both sets of people, armed forces leavers and people who've been to university, when they reflect on their days, they see it, because of the social element, they see it with all bright lights and a wonderful time because of the bonds that they made. You talk to people in the armed forces and they wax lyrical, probably annoys people. And and I'm from ex-armed forces, and I look back with absolute fondness, and the bonds that you create are phenomenal. Okay, but it's that social bonding that makes it all so good. Okay, right. So the important thing here is we have a deep need for acceptance as human beings. We want to be liked by the people around us, our peers, our friends, just colleagues. Okay, it's part of our human DNA. Now, we know from also from studies, any child being bullied in a schooling environment, their grades are going to suffer because there's a part of them that's missing. Doesn't matter about their ability. I mean, some will still score high grades, but if they're being badly bullied, their grades will suffer because they need to feel part of it. That also goes for things like sports team and work environments. Now, any good manager knows that you need your team to bond. If you get everybody bonding, then the sports team performance tends to go up, or the works team performance goes up if you're all on a good level with each other. If you've got disruptions, it tends to reflect in the team's output. Okay, and on there, something similar, something we've probably all experienced. Some might not admit this, but if we're going to a social event, let's say a party, or it might be a business event, a networking event, and we're going on our own, and we don't really know many people there who are going to be there, we can be a little bit nervous, and we're all hoping in the first minute we're going to bump into somebody that we either know, or we're hoping that it's going to be very open, or people will come and introduce themselves and get chatting to us. There's nothing worse, or the dread is that everybody's having a good time and all you can see is backs and nobody wants to interact, so you're left on your own. Okay, such is our desire to want to bond and feel part of it. Okay, now social inclusion. To demonstrate how big this is, we all when it comes to our tribes, people with common interests, that's a huge part of our lives where we just feel accepted. Now, what springs to mind for me is sport. Now, I've always been big into team sports, playing team sports, watching team sports. Now, when you're part of, let's say, a fan of a sports team, a football team, you can go to a game and there's 50,000 others and you just feel you belong because you have a common shared interest. Your team's doing well. It's as though you can talk to anybody because you can talk about what you have in common. Okay, and now here's the beauty of this, and we'll talk about vibration, as obviously that's what the whole runs through the whole program here. Now, you go and watch your sports team, you're feeling good, your vibration's high, you've got that anticipation, it's going to be a good day. Now, you're in the stadium with 50,000 others, you're feeling really good, your team scores a goal, you've got 50,000 others who are feeling good, suddenly you've got euphoria. You're in the same space and it feels absolutely wonderful, indescribable. This is why sports fans will pay a fortune and watch a team through thick and thin. Once you've experienced that, it's like a drug. You've got to keep going. Even teams get relegated. It's once you got over that misery of relegation, it's the following season, right? It's that optimism builds back up, back there with the tribe. It's going to happen again because you've experienced it and you know it's only a matter of time before it happens again because it feels absolutely wonderful. You're bonding with your tribe. Okay, you're part of it. You feel taller when you walk into the ground because these people are connected to you. They are an extension of you with one common interest. Now, I like watching team sports. Stephen will talk about his experience with music festivals. He used to go to a lot of music festivals, and he talked specifically a few years ago. He went to watch the band James at a festival. Everybody's having a good time. You're with your tribe. You've all got this common interest. You all like this band James, and he was saying they started playing the song "Sit Down." They're probably their most famous track. So you're in a good mood, and the first couple of notes come on, and your vibration goes through the roof because it's "Sit Down." So do everybody else's. And Stephen describes this as absolute euphoria, one of the biggest euphoric moments he's ever known, because you're with your crowd. It's something that resonates deeply with you, with joy, and then everybody else around you is doing the same thing. He said from a bonding point of view, it was absolutely phenomenal. One of the best things he's ever experienced. Okay, that's the power of social bonding. When you're with your tribe, you're connecting with others, you're on the same wavelength, it is wonderful. Okay, right. So I think I've laboured the point. It's part of our DNA to want to connect. When we do, it raises our vibration. We feel really good. Okay, and our energy increases, and we feel wonderful. So let's summarise this. This is from one other thing, which I've got in the guidebook. Random acts of kindness. Here's a good example of how this social empathy towards other people. You see a social media video or somebody doing a random act of kindness. It's heartwarming for the soul. Somebody you've never met does something kind randomly for another person you've never met. It makes you feel fantastic. That is social bonding. Okay, just something wonderful. It's like your soul is recognizing another soul, doing something really nice for another soul, and it fills you with a lovely feeling, raises your vibration, and you feel connected, even though you've never met the people. Okay, so the point here is we are natural social bunnies. We love to think what others are thinking. We love to be close to other people. We love helping out and being kind to others. We love watching out for others. We love finding out what others are doing. We love sharing news. We love caring. We love embracing. We love being part of something. We are very social animals and have a deep innate need to connect. Now, me and Stephen, every quarter on the equinoxes and solstices, we go to a stone circle in North Links. I've got a friend, Julie, who has a farm with a stone circle, and it's spiritual sort of group. People with the common interest is spiritual, what we call the awakened group. And we'll go there, and it's just wonderful. We can have conversations with like-minded people that you can't really have in normal day-to-day life in the group. It's just something magical about it because we can all bond, good food, few drinks, meditate in the stone circle, and we just can sort of talk about anything. And it is phenomenal. And we all know this, and it's the key here is just bonding with people that are like yourself because it feels wonderful. Okay, we'll travel miles and we'll never miss this because we get so much joy from it. Okay, if we did it on our own, it wouldn't be the same. We could go and sit in the stone circle, but it's just being on that social level is so soul nourishing. Okay, right, the book. This book in the program that we highly recommend, Social, Why Our Brains Are Wired to Connect, Matthew D. Lieberman. Okay, worth a read. So let's come to the recommended action steps. This is pretty, we're all humans, we all know how to do this, but it's just a reminder or just a few pointers. So make an effort every day to engage with friends and even strangers, virtual world and the real world, just to say hello and connect. It nourishes your soul, it uplifts theirs. Make an effort to engage with everybody you come across. This is places like at the checkout at work, on the phone, in the store. Look for opportunities to give someone a genuine compliment. You both feel good. Your vibration goes up, theirs does as well. Look for opportunities to give random acts of kindness because it's a beautiful and soul nourishing thing to do. Okay, quite an obvious one, but often overlooked. Okay, right, that concludes habit 21, socially connecting. That just leaves one more. So tomorrow night I will be back at 7 o'clock with habit 22, the final broadcast. So enjoy the rest of your evening, and if you can join me tomorrow, I'd love to see you there. So thank you very much for watching.